Who can resist it when you're insomnia? Use the first level decompression and sleep aid. Building in the wilderness. Whether it's a perfectly matched road trip, it's still the stress-relieving process of building a wooden house by hand. After watching it, you can fall asleep beautifully. I guess your battery is about 60% right now. Quickly get into bed and adjust the volume. Let's enter this relaxing moment together. In order to build a house in the wilderness, a seldom visited log cabin, he still needs to cross the shaky log bridge. Only in this way can we reach this secluded jungle paradise. And the logs for the wooden house also need to be carefully selected. Remove all the protruding forks and cracks, and carve the wood carefully with a paring knife. Only then can we become the skeletal framework of this log cabin. Victor is quickly using the rubble beside him to build a foundation, and precisely carve on both sides of each log. Docking groove. Only in this way can we ensure the seamless connection of the bamboo structure and the bearing capacity of the foundation. When the four-sided frame fits together perfectly, he covered a batch of more evenly cut pieces of wood. But we still need to sharpen the wood in order to raise the target wall. Then, throw stones into the ground. Only with talent can we have something to rely on to avoid the noise caused by the shaking of the wood and block the cold air from spreading. Victor spread fluffy licorice on the wood. The rainy season makes things more intense and overwhelming. It won't loosen even in the dry season when it shrinks. As for the thin wooden support frame just now, we also need to wrap the chain with nylon rope to connect it to the tomb wall. Only in this way can we make the subsequent height wall more stable, as a thick log was filled into the bottom. For the second main pillar, we still need to mark and cut the groove used for the beam above the gas. As the backbone of the wall, it can support the roof. We can also divide the north and south walls into different areas. In the future, there will be no need to use whole logs to fill the walls. And this is considered Kato's attempt to open the bamboo slot, or the subsequent lead chisel and axe. It's all to fit those two pillars, act as the main beam of the roof. What's more important is that ... If you don't insert steel nails into the fitting dragon bones, the slanted roof is just a bunch of loose sand. After inserting dozens of them, the framework of the slanted roof is also gradually being improved. He can finally appreciate a beautiful sunset. However, the wooden house he built this time hides some secrets. The log cabin that Victor built last year. We all use built-in fireplaces. The cold wind at -20 degrees can still penetrate the wooden wall. It's snowing heavily. A log cabin with a built-in fireplace becomes a place to catch cold and see the bell. This time, it adopts the construction form of an outward convex fireplace. It was built using hundreds of stones and concrete. And we also need to leave a flue in the logfish. Then pile up short logs on 3 sides of the fireplace and cut out a groove, a protective layer of wood stacked outside the fireplace. It's like putting a thick cotton padded jacket on a fireplace. It can not only retain heat, but also reduce the consumption of firewood. It can also prevent the fireplace from being used in times of hunger and cold. The concrete layer froze and cracked. When the internal soil is dry, then you can throw away the wood. After all, the internal flue has already been formed now. Next, we just need to use clay. The wooden blocks are stacked up one after another to test the internal smoke exhaust effect. Victor jumped down. The lit match carries the smell of gunpowder. I lit the dry firewood inside. As the smoke slowly rises from the flue, a 3-sided heat dissipation device. We must show our talents and abilities. We've previously mentioned and the advantages of not using whole logs for walls. Show it right here. Victor cut the edge of the short, thick, old bachelor in half. Then the preparation of lichen can be seamlessly integrated. I observed the western woods and the few remaining pieces of wood. He had no choice but to recross this lonely bridge in search of something. For the slanted tomb wall, It doesn't need to be too sturdy. These collapsed plays meet his needs. It lasted for a long time in the dense forest. Cutting rope, Victor finally collected a batch of symmetrical wooden blocks. He cut out a 1/3 concave position in the center of the log. Make sure the wood can fit onto the upright column. When the vacancy in the triangle area is filled to the height of the beam, Victor took out a saw. The saw blade cuts through the wood grain. The uneven edges of the wood are gradually being improved. As Victor gets to know, the gap between the two walls has been filled. Concrete. We can then take out the wild wooden boards and start the topping out ceremony. And this step also requires hundreds of steel nails to reinforce. Moreover, it's more convenient and natural to drain water when arranging fish scales. It's worth noting that he reserved a tiger skylight on the top of the shoe. Despite not moving the beam and pillar structure, we can still capture a piece of the sky. The frame of the wooden house is already standing tall and proud. Now all we need is a wooden door. After measuring with a level gauge, use our excellent memory to assemble the wooden door. Finally, add 2 pieces of buffer precipitate. It can make the wooden door fit perfectly into the door frame. And these 3 pieces of wood. It is fixed under the door handle with steel nails. Push the square wooden strip into it. You can get a traditional wooden house. When the shelter is perfected, push open the shabby wooden window. You can enjoy a natural landscape at any time. When the exterior of the wooden house is completed, enter the soft decoration part. Victor sharpened the wood and pushed it into the wooden wall. We have a framework. Then, cover one piece of symmetrical wood after another. He can be wrapped in the sense of security of the log cabin. As the cool wind carried the smell of rain and earth, it overwhelmed me. A violent storm fell on every part of the forest. The external hype seems to have nothing to do with him at all. In addition to the warmth constantly provided by the fireplace to the log cabin, the aroma of potatoes and roasted beef is spreading. The crackling sound of firewood intertwined with a low voice. Let Victor sleep well at night too. Victor, who has returned to his hometown, has a different feeling this time. 6 months later, the log cabin seemed to have not changed at all. Internal like an and wood. It hasn't decayed either. But the firewood has been exhausted. We still need to collect it again. As the smell of firewood bursts out indoors, the warm wooden house from the past has been restarted as smoke rises. The facilities in the house are gradually increasing. It's quite important to organize and store tools and kitchenware properly. Divide the wood into 2 and peel off the bark. Then use a knife to smooth out the edges of the wooden board. You can assemble a neat and symmetrical floor. And the shelf also needs 4 pieces of wood to achieve a double layer. Victor hollowed out a groove in the center of the wood, and it is used to enhance the stability of the bottom. As Victor's kitchenware and poison were being stored away in the sky of the forest, I've arrived at the moment of the setting sun's afterglow. The dim light illuminates the inside of the wooden house. He covered the blanket on the inflatable mattress. Then, make yourself a cup of red date tea. I didn't rest while waiting for the hot water to boil, but I took out the seasoning pack that I always carry with me. The fresh beef is being mixed with the aroma of spices. The rich aroma of beef made him salivate. After cutting the beef and side dishes into pieces one by one, use a wrap and bake it in the oven. At this moment, my body, which was suffering from hunger and cold, feels extremely satisfied.